Alex in Great Britain gave us this one, guys. Don't forget to go over and show him some love. It's the 10 oldest cities in the UK. I don't think I know this one. Well, we're going to find out what the 10 oldest cities in the UK are. I was going to say is, but I'm like, it's not one, it's 10. The link in the description. Hi fam, how are you doing? Welcome back. All right, let's get into this video. Here we go right about now.
So what are the oldest cities in the United Kingdom?
Oh.
Well, there are 10 that are so old that they predate the record books themselves and are said to have held their city status since time immemorial. Before I dive into the list, though, I should explain briefly what constitutes.
I'm sorry, guys, the accent is
giggling.
Ooh. We just started and it's thick. Oh, my body. Touch my body.
A city in the UK. In short, there are two kinds: those with an Anglican cathedral, which alone qualifies them by ancient prescriptive right, and those who were granted city status following an application. The latter kind came about during Queen Victoria's reign, where many industrial towns became cities. But we're here to focus on the former, specifically those whose founding date is unknown, mostly on account of the poor record keeping of the Saxons. For perspective, the oldest UK city with a definitive date is believed to be Durham, founded in AD 995, assuming the records of the time are accurate. So the 10 oldest cities, in order from north to south, rather than chronological order, as that part is unknown, are as follows. Number 1. Originally a Roman settlement founded in AD 71 under the name Eboracum, the city of York is situated at the confluence of the River Ouse and River Foss, and it became a suitable outpost at which the Romans could suppress the local tribe, the Brigantes. In the 4th century, Emperor Constantine the Great was declared Roman Emperor in York, and he became the first to allow Christians to worship freely, and by the year 314, Eboracum had its first bishop. In the 7th century, the Saxons came and named it Eoforwic, with the wic suffix suggesting that it was a trading centre. In 601, Pope Gregory sent a mission to convert the British to Christianity. He selected York to be the church's centre in the north. In 735, York became an archbishopric. In AD 866, the
Wow, like I am just like blown away of how long ago this was, and the fact that they still have some of the buildings for back then. I believe so, or they could have like probably modeled or something, or made it much stronger. But it's just beautiful seeing this. It's just beautiful.
I can't get over the accent, but I'm still in shock.
Yeah, like
the
it
timeline.
was speechless. Yes.
Before America existed.
Way before America was even a thought.
Oh,
like,
and
wow.
When you look at the buildings, you see that they're still, like you said, they're still standing.
Oh, good bones, strong.
That's why it's a brick and mortar. You can't beat that, man.
Wood does not compare. Wood does not compare.
Oh, it's breathtaking. I can't wait to get to it. I just can't wait to get to the UK.
The Danish Vikings conquered Eoforwic and put their own Scandinavian spin on it, naming it Jorvik, and made it their effective capital in the British Isles. Its iconic cathedral, York Minster, or to give it its official name, the Cathedral and Metropolitical Church of St. Peter in York, was consecrated in 1472 on the site of an old Saxon church believed to date from the 7th century, which in turn was on the site of the old Roman Basilica. This is, of course, the seat of the Archbishop of York. Number 2.
That was just number 1. All of that.
Wow.
York
came strong for number 1. Very strong.
And he's not doing them in chronological order, like he said. She's just
Norman.
But I'm like, what a beauty. I'm just awestruck with how the UK is. I seriously am. I know I keep repeating it. You guys must be hearing me saying it 1,000,001 times, but the architecture. Oh, yes. You can't. There's no going around that. It's just amazing, man.
And when when he was going through the neighborhoods, and you can just feel like you're like in a homey, safe area, just walking
And
by.
it's clean.
Yeah, it's clean.
In the 6th century, St. Daniel founded a monastery in a settlement in the area we now refer to as North Wales. This became known as Bangor, meaning wattled enclosure in Old Welsh. Daniel became the first bishop of Bangor in the Kingdom of Gwynedd. On the site of the original monastery is Bangor Cathedral, which was built in the 12th and 13th centuries. Restorations took place over the centuries following various attacks, including one instance when King John destroyed it during a raid on Gwynedd. Bangor is the oldest city in Wales, or to put it another way, the oldest city in the UK outside of England.
Oh.
Number 3.
Wow. Wow. I was not expecting that last fact. Sorry. Wow.
Interesting. And look at it.
And it's still standing. That's amazing. That really is.
In the 7th century, St. Chad, Bishop of Mercia, declared this city his bishop's seat. The settlement was Lichfield, and it became the focal point of Christianity in the Kingdom of Mercia. Following Chad's death in 672, Lichfield became a place of pilgrimage. A Saxon church was built, which became his resting place. In the same spot, the Normans built a new cathedral from the year 1085. The construction of the present cathedral began in 1195, featuring the UK's only medieval triple spire. Number 4.
Only medieval.
And those cathedrals are beautiful. Oh,
I can imagine the stained glass in that.
Oh, gee, they're so beautiful. Like, so beautiful.
But look at the time.
We're talking about long. Xavier, this is a
Eons ago.
time ago. Eons, like you said. Like, imagine like all the people that walk through the exact same areas that you're walking through. Like, it's like
who? I can imagine who walked through here.
Exactly.
And now I'm walking through here.
Oh, I'm like, we're supposed to walk through.
Please don't take it for granted. Please don't.
Please don't.
Very little is known about the Roman history of this city, but the Saxon settlers discovered a fort here and named it Weogorna Sestra, though the meaning of Weogorna is unclear. Nevertheless, the name evolved to Worcester. In the 7th century, the first cathedral at Worcester was built, which became the seat of the Bishop of the Hwickers. Hwicker was a tribal kingdom existing from the 6th to the 8th century, situated around the area equating approximately to parts of Worcestershire, Warwickshire and Gloucestershire of today. Worcester was its capital. With the Viking invasion and subsequent establishment of the Danelaw in the 9th century, Worcester became a burh, i.e. a fortified settlement, as part of a move by King Ethelred and his wife Ethelfled to solidify the Kingdom of Mercia against the Danish threat to the east. From the late 11th to the 16th century, a second cathedral was built in Worcester in a range of architectural styles from Norman to Perpendicular Gothic.
God.
Number 5.
Oh, so beautiful. Oh my goodness.
Did you see the color scheme?
Yes.
When they're walking up that
Yes.
I don't know if alleyway or what you call it, that street, it just
and how clean it is.
That's why, guys, we're not trying to talk while the video is going. That's why I'm whispering to Cynthia. I'm like, Cynthia, look at the taxi cab, how it looks. That old time look. Look at how clean the street is. Look at the pattern on the wall cascading down, and how clean and how neighborhood friendly
it feels
it looks.
friendly. Like it's cozy town.
Yeah.
Everybody knows everybody, and it's safe. It feels like that.
In the 7th century, Bishop Putter became the first bishop of this city and is believed to have been responsible for the construction of the first cathedral here. The city is Hereford. The name Hereford is believed to derive from Old English for army river crossing. It was a frontier settlement which saw various conflicts between the Anglo-Saxons and not only the native Welsh, but the Danes as well. In 1079, the Normans began the construction of the current Hereford Cathedral on the site of its Saxon predecessor. Work continued into the 13th century. Number 6. Now, here's where things get a bit technical. In the eyes of the law, the City of London, with emphasis on the city, refers to the approximate area the Romans inhabited from the 1st century AD, also called the square mile. This is actually both a city and a ceremonial county in its own right, and an enclave surrounded by the ceremonial county of Greater London. In the 9th century, Alfred the Great is believed to have come across the old Roman fortifications and turned it into a Saxon fortified settlement that could better withstand Viking attacks than the previous base, believed to be around the Covent Garden area, with 2 street names of today providing clues, as in Old English, Strand means beach and Aldwych means old trading centre. Following the establishment of the Archdiocese of Canterbury, a cathedral was constructed in London in the 7th century and was dedicated to St Paul. This has gone through various iterations up to the present structure designed by Christopher Wren in the aftermath of the Great Fire of 1666. Number 7.
Wow. Zay was just telling me, how did that man get a view of City of London when he was walking through in the very beginning? And there's like basically nobody but him on the street walking.
It's unbelievable. City of London.
Yeah.
Nobody on the street.
Mm-hmm.
And all these pictures, all these videos that we have is just a bare street.
Mm-hmm.
But it's so beautiful.
And it's hard, for me personally, to take in what he's saying, because I'm so taken how beautiful it is that I'm not really paying attention to what he's saying. I'm like, it's so beautiful.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's my mouth and my jaws drop because I'm like,
yes, your eyes are even open wider.
My word, look at this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hearing bits and pieces of like the year that the years normally connect with me.
Yes.
And the name of where he is. Because all the shires before number 6 and number, I was like, yeah.
Mm-hmm. You were listening. I'm like, go Xavier.
I'm like, jeez.
Mm-hmm.
But when he showed this, I'm like, Cynthia, you sure this is the City of
Yeah.
London?
Nobody's on the road.
I'm like,
nobody.
But it's so beautiful and it's so clean. And guys, I'm hooked up. Cynthia know with me. It's cleanliness is important to me. I don't know what it is about it, but I just like to see a clean street.
Mm-hmm.
I like to see clean environment. It just, to me, does something different. Then you see graffiti and garbage, everywhere. But for me, this is so inviting.
Mm-hmm.
And then the structures, these are what getting me as well. The structure, and to know that it has been built so long. And yes, there's some refurbishing that took place, but it doesn't change what was there. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
And from that time until now, and it still looks amazing. Yeah, that's it.
Before the Romans came, this area was home to a tribe known as the Cantiaci, from which the name of both the city and its county, Kent, derive.
Oh, Kent.
The city, of course, being Canterbury. After the Claudian invasion of AD 43, the Romans established a military base, which they called Duravernum Cantiacorum. This became the principal trading centre for the surrounding area. Around AD 270, defensive walls were put in place, which remain in place to this day, albeit with various reworkings. In the 6th century, the Jutes established the Kingdom of Kent, with Canterbury becoming its capital. In AD 597, St. Augustine arrived in England on a mission to convert its inhabitants to Christianity. In doing so, Augustine became the first Archbishop of Canterbury.
Okay.
By the 9th century, it was firmly established as the centre of the English Church. This did, however, mark it out as a target for the Danish Vikings across multiple generations. In 1011, Canterbury Cathedral was burnt following the capture of Archbishop Alphege. The cathedral was rebuilt and subsequently burnt on 2 more occasions before being built in stone. It was the site of the martyrdom of Thomas Becket in 1170 by the Knights of Henry II, and subsequently became a place of pilgrimage.
Interesting.
Number 8.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
Canterbury. When he started talking and he said Kent, I'm like, oh, Kent, like I know.
Mhm.
You know who? Adventures and Naps. She lives in Kent.
Ah,
So guys, I'm sitting down like I know Kent.
Good job. You're making the
I'm
connection.
like Kent because I've heard Kent so many times. It's like I'm a part of Kent. It's crazy. I'm like, oh, Kent. And then when he said Canterbury, oh, I've heard this so many. I'm like, oh, the only thing left for me is to get off the plane there
Mhm.
to just experience it for myself because
Yeah.
the way he's explained and then the fact that it was burned down twice
burnt
and
down
then it was
twice,
it was a refuge for Christian and then it was the first time I'm like, I know this. It just it warms my heart to just sit here and look at this. Now we're moving on to number 8. Let's see what we have.
England's smallest city is also among its oldest, named after the wells in the grounds of the Bishop's Palace and the Cathedral. The city of Wells is believed to have originated as a small Roman settlement.
Oh.
In the early 8th century, King Ine of Wessex chose Wells as the site of a minster church. By the early 10th century, the Diocese of Wells had been founded by King Edward the Elder. This diocese moved to Bath in the Norman period, but as a compromise, a joint diocese was later set up between the two, but officially returned exclusively to Wells in the 13th century, several decades after the construction had begun on Wells Cathedral.
Man.
Number 9.
Wells.
That cathedral was just beautiful, breathtaking.
The smallest one.
Yeah, the smallest
It's
town.
just
So
it's
cute.
cute though.
Yeah, it's cute.
I can't get over how the painting and how you in unison the structure and the color scheme is.
Yeah.
I think it's just
Especially
a lot
back
for
then.
yeah.
Given what they had, they did a really good job building those building all those buildings back then.
I can't get over that.
Man. The first inhabitants of this city are believed to be the Belgae tribe. The Romans arrived here shortly after the Claudian invasion of AD 43 and established their own settlement, which they called Venta Belgarum. The meaning of Venta is uncertain, but believed to be a Brythonic word for market. When the Saxons discovered the abandoned Roman settlement, they named it Venta Casta, meaning Fort of Venta, which evolved into Winchester. In the 7th century, a church was built here, and in AD 676, the Bishop of Wessex moved his seat to Winchester, effectively making it a cathedral. The Normans would later demolish this in the late 11th century and begin to build in its place the present Winchester Cathedral, although work continued until the 16th century. In AD 871, Alfred the Great was crowned King of Wessex and established Winchester as its capital. When England became united as a single kingdom in the 10th century, Winchester remained the capital until the 12th century.
Oh.
Number 10.
I'm like, he's just walking through that in the park and you just pounce upon that cathedral.
Yeah. And when you saw the people who were standing by trying to take pictures, you can tell how big
it is.
Was. Yeah, like that is huge. These cathedrals are huge. I wonder how long it took them to build. Like, it definitely a few years. Like, yeah, that took a while for them to build those cathedrals.
All of these, years. Because back then they
Yeah.
didn't have no lift like we do and all this. Well, these carbon copy brick and all of this crap that they have now, nothing compared to what they have. So can you imagine manually, man? You understand what I'm saying? Lifting up all these heavy stuff.
Yeah.
Doing it back then.
Yeah.
This is one thing I always popped in my mind about the UK, about England, about the European countries, to be honest with you. Their mind space. And how when architecture, what was going through their mind when they get up and build these places? Because it's so amazing. I'm like, okay, and you were saying people weren't smart, and you're talking like people were from caveman day and they don't have. But no, like seriously, when you think about it, like, who come up with this? Jeez. Crazy.
In the 1st century AD, the Romans ventured into an area of the southwestern British Isles, where they founded Isca Dumnoniorum, a name which references the Dumnoni tribe who predated the Romans and to whom the county Devon is named after. The city was, of course, Exeter, was situated at the southwestern terminus of the ancient Roman road known as the Fosse Way.
Mm-hmm.
In the 7th century, the Saxons settled in the ruins of the abandoned Roman settlement, which they named Escancester, whose name evolved to Exeter. Having been subject to various Viking attacks, it was fortified in the 10th century by King Athelstan. In the year 1003, disaster struck as the Vikings plundered the city after they were let in through the gates. Although more or less reduced to rubble, Exeter recovered, and by 1050, Exeter Cathedral was founded. From the early 12th century, it was rebuilt by the Normans.
12th century.
And those are the 10 oldest cities in the United Kingdom as it pertains to city status. And to reiterate, in no particular chronological order, as their dates of foundation will remain a mystery. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to like and subscribe. All the footage featured comes courtesy of my flagship channel, 4K Explorer. So if you'd like to see the complete walks of these cities, you can find a link to the channel in the description below.
I was wondering how on God's green earth that he get these footage without having so many people in them.
Yeah, I wonder how long he's been walking for to get all those images too. He's been walking.
Guys,
That's
I was
for sure.
so distracted by his voice. It's not even funny. I'm like, geez, this man is just sending me to town with his voice. But these are beautiful.
Beautiful.
And they're the oldest.
Mm-hmm.
And look like this.
Yep.
It don't get no better than that. It cannot get no better than that.
No. And like Z said, appreciate what you guys have. Please do, because we don't have that up here. We really don't. We're very, very like, it's most of the East Coast if you're looking for something like.
And if they do have
older
anything
time.
history, it's all hit down to build something new. They hardly refurbish.
They really don't. They really don't. And it's
They're not
sad.
hanging on to history like that.
No.
And that's why your history is so rich.
Yes.
It's your girl Z.
And Cyn.
And we're running out of here. And there comes Miss Araya in the back, rolling out.
Hi, Raya.
Love you guys. Hope you enjoy this one. Hi, Raya.
All right, let's go now, okay?
Come here.
Hey, go to mama.
Come here.
Go to mama.
Come here. Say good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
She's just waking up, guys. It's early in the morning here. We're making video.
Such a cutie
Listen,
pie.
normally you give me smiles when you wake up and give me I love you. What's going on?
Nothing. She just woke up.
She's faking the smile. This is like she's trying to hold it together. You better give me that smile. You better give me that smile. We gotta go brush that teeth, huh? I love you. Love
That's
you
right
guys.
for you.
Yep, and we'll see you guys in a. What are they supposed to do? Like, subscribe.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.
Say bye, Raya.